Good morning. I hope you're having a good time with your summative test. Okay, well, anyway, uh, we are going to talk about the role of the youth in community action. Okay, so for this lesson, we're going to talk about the definition of the youth, factors that influence youth participation, factors that discourage youth participation, what the youth needs to develop to contribute to development, and other ways to engage the youth in the community. The objectives are number one, to describe the characteristics of the youth. Number two, determine the role of the youth in community action activities in the Philippines. And number three, plan community action activities. Now, according to the Youth in Nation Building Act, the youth is composed of individuals who are 15 to 30 years old. Oh, that means I'm not part of this anymore. Sad story. Well, anyway, they make up around one third of the Philippine population. Now, considering that the youth makes up a significant part of the population, it can be said that they play a large role in Philippine society. In fact, our national hero, Dr. Rizal, once said that the youth is the hope of our country, the hope of the future. You know why that is? Okay, because the youth is full of energy, they are creative, resourceful, and they're open to new developments. Provided that the youth function effectively in society, they have the capability to fully participate in efforts toward improving their community. Now, there are factors affecting youth participation in the community. These are as follows. Number one is education. The participation of the youth in community activities may be influenced by their academic performance in high school, the likelihood of attending classes in college, and the efforts of schools in setting an example and reinforcing positive social values. Sometimes schools also design projects that would involve the community and even partner with the community. Simulations and immersion in the community can greatly motivate the youth in involving themselves more in community activities. Another factor is values. The willingness of the youth to engage in their community may be influenced by their feeling of efficacy or the ability to do what they need to do. They may also be influenced by the need to be valued and taken seriously by other members of the community. Furthermore, the youth may also feel that they have a responsibility to perform a public duty, and that fulfilling this obligation will increase their self esteem, recognition, and value in the community. As members of the youth sector, the youth also want to be heard. Is that right? They want the community to see and value their capability to effect change and start something, like a project perhaps, that can benefit the whole community. Now, if there are factors affecting youth participation in the community, there are factors that may discourage them to participate in the community. And the first one is insufficient recognition of their abilities and contributions. The youth who are hindered from voting will most likely be uninvolved in community activities. Prohibiting the youth from voting disregards the fact that voting privileges reflect the recognition of the youth's decision making abilities and the importance of their ideas in developing the community. Aside from voting, there are still many other instances wherein the youth's abilities are not recognized, especially in areas where many conservative elderly resides. They are unwelcoming and rigid when it comes to changes. They always stick to their old ways because for them, these were already tried and tested. And the second one is limited opportunities to become involved in government affairs. According to a 2012 survey by the United Nations, the youth believe that they are given few opportunities to take part in decision making processes and other important aspects of governance. There is a need for the youth to be given more trust and be given more opportunities to harness their talents and skills in contributing to their communities. Actually, there is Sangguniang Kabataan, I don't know if you're familiar with that, or SK, in every community in the Philippines. It is in the law. However, many local governments don't give its members many opportunities to join in the decision making. Now, how the youth can be involved in their communities. In order for the youth to contribute to development, the youth need to develop the right attitudes, values, mindsets, and priorities. Now we're going to talk about each one of these. One is attitudes. Attitude is made up of the affective, behavioral, cognitive components. The affective component involves feelings or emotions. The behavioral component pertains to one's actions, and the cognitive component, which involves belief or knowledge. All of these components are reflected in what the youth does for the community. The affective component is reflected in youth's desire and drive to help the community. This desire can be influenced by emotions such as pity or concern for the needy. Meanwhile, the behavioral and cognitive component are evident when the youth learn more about the situation that underprivileged people in society face and they plan and implement ways to extend help. Values is up next. Values refer to the beliefs or ideals shared by the members of a group. These values will serve as the basis of what is desirable or not to that group or to other groups. Values can also influence one's attitude. The values that the youth observe or are exposed to can affect how they view their community. If the youth are exposed to the value of responding to the needs of society, they may become driven to help their communities. Now, how about if otherwise? Then they will have negative values for sure. Mindsets. Mindset is defined as a set state of mind. The mindset of the youth regarding their role in their communities can be conditioned by the environment. This is why it is important to introduce the act of helping the community in a positive way. Doing this will help the youth develop a positive mindset towards their importance in their community. Now, there are other ways to engage the youth in their communities. Number one, orient the youth on community development and its importance. As you know, positive outlook should be instilled in their minds in doing this. The second one, enlighten the youth about the most pressing problems of the country and how one step in addressing these responding to concerns in local communities. Now, encourage the youth to become more involved in their communities to gradually provide a better hope for the nation's future. So, in our subject, I guess we've been talking about the pressing problems and we tried to come up with solutions. We shared lots of possible solutions to these pressing problems. Use the media to introduce youth personalities who serve as role models and refrain from just emphasizing the youth's involvement in illegal activities. These role models can influence the youth and can serve as their inspiration, making themselves better and more active contributor in the community. But you guys have to choose who among these role models you would like to embody. Number four, discuss how the youth can benefit from becoming a productive member of the community. For instance, discuss the association of participation in community activities with behavioral well being. Plan ways in how to guide the youth who have taken a negative direction in life. Number five, empower the youth by helping them develop their leadership skills. Give them opportunities to participate in capacity building and in their communities. Some organizations that promote youth participation are, as I mentioned earlier, Sangguniang Kabataan and Habitat for Humanity. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, where youth volunteers build houses for the poor. Oh, are you up to it? Number six, determine the fields that the youth are interested in. So, for example, arts, information technology, sports, drama, etc. The youth can use their interests in contributing to the development of a community. For instance, they can teach street children a certain skill, like playing musical instrument. By doing this, not only do the youth apply their knowledge to real life experiences, but they also motivate other people to become better individuals. And finally, constant efforts should be actively made to recognize and promote the contributions of the youth to society. This is important to help the youth feel that they are a valuable part of their community. And that's it. Enjoy the rest of the day.